It's been a week of product announcements within the solar industry and perhaps a glimpse of how the utilities are going to behave for the decades to come. I'm Jay Warmke with Blue Rock Station, and this is the news from the solar industry for the week of September 26th. Okay, as I mentioned, a number of new products are on the market here this week, including an announcement by Electrolux that they're going to be entering the U.S. solar market. They have been selling solar panels under the auspice of a company referred to as AEG for a number of years in about 30 nations around the world. In fact, they've sold about 1 million solar panels since 2015. They will be opening a manufacturing facility in Georgia to serve the U.S. market. And SolarEdge has announced a new line of optimizers. Now, these optimizers will be incorporating what they call Safe DNC or Safe DC, which is that it will discharge all of the electricity within all of the conductors in less than 30 seconds with the flip of a switch. They're also designed for higher voltage and higher wattage panels, solar panels. And Longi announced that they're going to be manufacturing a 54-cell, 415-watt solar panel. Now, these use larger wafers than are typically used in solar panels, but they will weigh less than 50 pounds, which is important because OSHA says essentially anything over 50 pounds requires 2 people to lift and move them about. Now, these will be 21.3% efficient, so they're very comparable with other panels on the market. There are a number of new solar manufacturing facilities opening or expanding within the U.S., largely due to the Inflation Reduction Act, which is giving incentives for U.S.-produced product. SEG, which is a division of Seraphim, is opening a plant in Houston, should be operational by mid-2023. And Toledo Solar has announced that they're going to be expanding their Ohio plant, tripling it in size, in fact, and should be ready within a year. Another future trend is that Sonnen, which is owned by Shell Oil, is teaming up with Baker Home Energy to launch what they're calling Sonnen Connect, which is a V2G or vehicle to grid or battery to grid system. It's basically going to be a virtual utility. So they're using customers' battery systems, which could include electric vehicles in the future. They'll manage these systems and through load management, time of use management, and they will then collect fees from the utility for providing power during critical load periods, and then they will be issuing a check to the homeowner. So essentially what you're getting here is a utility, a virtual utility that owns none of the products but is beginning to operate within the US, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that. And Silicon Ranch has announced that they're partnering with Solar Cycle. It's a recycling organization, and they're looking at the end of life of solar panels as we get more of these installed. Now, Solar Cycle claims that they can reclaim about 95% of the value of a solar panel through recycling. And an NREL study, a National Renewable Energies Lab, has found that by 2040, as much as 25% to 30% of all of the material required to produce solar panels could be obtained from the recycled materials of solar panels. This would include glass, silicon, silver, copper, and aluminum. And that's the news from the solar industry for this week. We'll see you next week.